I guess it's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be in two parts. It's going to be in two parts. Is that all right? Okay.
We're going to start dancing now.
All right. All right, we're back. All right, so where were we, Robert?
Is it recording now?
Yeah.
What do you say, eh?
Well,
We're talking about
I think we're going
Rush, eh?
talking about Rush.
See?
And then you were talking about, I think, in pop culture, they've been in several of the cartoons and things like that. They've been, I don't want to say parodied.
South Park.
Yeah, they've been in South Park.
Yeah.
Made a song with Bob and Doug McKenzie, that Great White North, which was actually a big hit.
Right.
Go ahead, can you sing that? Yeah. So, people initially thought that was a joke, but it's actually a pretty good song.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
It's not like anything technically proficient,
right?
Like Rush's stuff, but it doesn't have to be.
Is that sideways?
Is what sideways?
It looks like that thing is sideways.
I can move it. I can move it. You tell me when.
You move it. Move it. Good.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi everyone. I'm Robert Murray with. Why am I giving you my
cream.
company?
With hemorrhoid cream.
I'm Robert Murray with Uncle Robert with hemorrhoid cream. You put a little dab on and it'll explode.
Little dab will do you.
Little dab will do you. He'll make sure to close up your asshole.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, we told them we're going to try to keep not try to, but our bent is music, because we both have a love of music.
Yes.
I think mainly now.
Can I tell you a joke real quick?
Please.
You're going to love this, everyone. A bear and a rabbit are taking a shit in the woods. The bear leans over to the rabbit and says, "Hey, excuse me, rabbit, do you have trouble with shit sticking to your fur?" Rabbit looks up. "Well, hell no." So the bear picks up the rabbit and wipes his ass with him.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
But don't you feel like that's the way America is right now, John? Don't you feel like you're the rabbit and the government is wiping their ass with you?
No, that could be. That could be.
Laura, you make sure you put that in there. You hear me, lady? Sweet lady.
She's doing the trash.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So what would you say you do here?
Do here.
Do here.
So the big thing right now, as you know, is we start kind of these musical journeys, and we go off in left field. And that's all.
And we have been on some musical journeys. We've actually been on the musical journeys physically and actually mentally too, because we've been in lands that you've never been before. But kids, do not do drugs because it has fentanyl in it.
Well, that's true. That's true. And we would be serious, obviously, about that.
I'm very serious. Do not do drugs. It has fentanyl in it.
Or look what it happens to you.
But look what happens to you. I mean, it's like more cowbell, right?
More cowbell.
Right?
Now, I am representing, because the very back of this shirt has Rush on it.
Don't show your ass to the crowd.
So anyhow.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, at this point in time, what is your predominant way of listening to music? Is it digitally right now? I don't know if I've ever really asked you that. Or do you listen to CDs?
So I appreciate you asking me that, John. All right, so we've got a situation right now at my house. And my wife is very, very, very upset with me because I'm keeping all my CDs. I have over 3,000 CDs.
So they're at the house. Okay.
They're at the house.
All right.
I do not. They're in my man cave.
Okay.
However, there's some that are out in the at my mom's house.
Okay.
And my mom wants them gone too, because when am I ever going to listen to the CDs? But here's the thing, John. I'm really glad you brought that up. So here's the problem. I could, John. I could go ahead, just like everybody else out there, get it digitally done. Like digitally done. Sounds like Yeah, let's digitally.
Sounds like some animatronic robot you buy from Japan or
yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could digitally get my my ass done. No, but digitally, I don't have Sirius XM. I don't have Pandora. I have the free Pandora. I have the free Spotify. Yeah, I could sit there and listen to that. All I have to do with Spotify or Pandora.
I dated her
Pandora.
when I was 21.
I could do that and put on Rush, and I would get songs by Rush, but I would also get other songs that other bands that sound like Rush as well. So that's all fine and dandy. So Triumph would be one. Primus would be another, going
Maybe
way
even
out
some
there.
Tool and maybe
Yeah, some Tool.
King
Yeah,
Crimson or
absolutely
something.
Tool. Yeah, King Crimson. But so I've got all these CDs, John. This is the problem. I got all these CDs. I don't have anything to play it on except a DVD player. A DVD player. So therefore, my CD player is gone. I don't use that anymore. And I don't have speakers or anything like that. I basically take my phone, play songs, and it goes through a Bluetooth speaker, right? So I have had this conversation with people on TikTok, actually, that their mother wanted them to get rid, or their father wanted them to get rid of their CDs because they're never going to listen to them. And you know what, John? I'm not ever going to listen to my CDs either. Really. I don't have anything. A DVD player is not going to cut it, really. So I can't give up the CDs, though, John. I've got box sets and everything like that I don't want to get rid of.
Well, I'm going to say two things to you, and I think you know where I'm going to fall in this camp. Well, first off, your CDs, although not the best format as far as sound quality goes, it's a format that's far better than a digital download as far as the compression of a digital download.
Sure.
So if sound quality is important in this equation, and to me it's important in this equation, the sound quality of something, your CDs are better than downloads.
Yes.
And I do too have a lot of CDs, but as you know, I also have a lot of vinyl.
Yes.
And there's been, as we know out there, a vinyl resurgence that's going on, and the reason is the sound
coming
quality.
back.
Right.
It's coming back.
Sound quality. Not all of it's good sound quality. We can talk about that for a minute later. But my point is, your sound quality is going to be better if it's ever going to be important to you again, or you want to get another stereo system, another CD player.
Yeah.
Because your sound quality, and I got one just up in my bedroom where I have a man cave too with my music and things like that.
Yep.
But I also have one so I can listen to it as I go to bed. I can put CDs in that I got for. It's wonderful, good sounding system, but it's just a standalone CD player with some big, decent speakers. And that thing sounds wonderful that I hear, the depth of everything. But, the digitally compressed music, you're not hearing, especially for the type of music that we're talking about now. If it's some punk rock, it's almost like, who cares?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, with the intricacies of somebody like Rush or Yes that we've talked about, so on and so forth, I want to hear it in its full fidelity. And then you take it a step further, you go to vinyl, and there is another step further where people say, "Oh no, your vinyl, it's not going to sound better than the digital."
Right.
BS to that. If you put one against the other, absolutely, they sound better. You're hearing things that you're not hearing in the compressed
Are you saying
version.
on the vinyl you're hearing more than you would hear on a CD?
More on a CD, and a CD you're hearing more than a digital, by far. The fidelity is a lot better.
This is interesting.
The fidelity is a lot better. Now, as far as the recording process goes, what we're talking about, like with Rush and stuff, it was analog. What helps it is that they called it was analog recording back in the day.
They digitally remastered it too.
Right. But you're talking about it was recorded on tapes, whereas now it's not so much. Go direct to CD. Versus a download where it's basically a computer file. But now, being that they're not doing as much, they're going back to using tape in studio. Okay. But we had, 20, 30 years where it was just basically digitally done in the studio, not using physical tape anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those, I don't want to say it's useless, but it's pretty much useless to put them on vinyl, okay?
Yeah.
Because the source material is digital. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
so if the
I
source
do.
material was tape, and that's what they're doing, they're taking all these old tapes and they're remastering them and they're putting them again on LP or vinyl, whatever word. I know some people get offended when you say vinyl, but whatever. I don't really care. LP, vinyl, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I got you.
But so it depends how it was recorded. Okay, then maybe they come out with a new mastering. Like one of the ones I want to buy. I know it's been a couple of years now, but they remastered, and it would have been initially done on tape, of course, because nothing else existed with Pink Floyd Animals.
Yes.
I hear, I just haven't got around to getting it, that you're hearing things that you never heard before come out of that album.
Really?
Mainly because it has nothing to do with it being on tape. It has to do with the way they mastered it.
Mm-hmm.
So supposedly now it was remastered, I think the way Waters wanted it remastered.
Okay.
But so you're hearing things come through that you didn't hear come through before. But that's more of a mastering technique. But as you know, my format of choice is LP and then CD also. And there is a reality to that, but you have to see, basically how that was, manufactured.
Yeah.
How that was, so in other words, if you're, if it was digitally recorded, like a lot of later Rush albums would have digitally recorded, I don't want to say it does you no good to get it on vinyl, but you're not going to get an appreciable, better sound, because it was recorded digitally.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But what about XM radio? Is that not going to be?
It's digital.
It's digital.
Yeah.
Everything is digital.
Yeah, it's all digital.
So why would everybody want to go digital
It's convenient.
on everything?
It's
So I
convenient.
mean, can you still buy CD boom boxes out there? Boom box.
I just got one. I just got a standalone with 2 speakers CD player that I can listen to as I go.
When
to
did
bed
you get that? Just recently?
About a year ago.
Okay.
So you can get that, and this has fantastic sound.
Mm-hmm.
It was relatively inexpensive.
Okay.
So between that and then vinyl, my other room, man cave, whatever, I'll listen to the vinyl also, pick up certain vinyls. Matter of fact, I just picked up, and I have a lot of them. So I mean, I'm sure my wife would say like, boy, why is he buying more vinyl? But it's kind of like, to me, whether it's vinyl or CDs, it's like having a library. Might not listen to it today. As your taste change and your palate changes with music, you have it there, just like you have your own personal book library. What
Correct.
I mean? You can go get it. Like the other day, I'll show you. And I bought these just on a whim. We happened to go into Barnes and Noble, okay? And years ago, like 20 years ago, nobody wanted vinyl anymore. Now there's like a resurgence. So I was picking this stuff up at like the thrift stores and things like that for next to nothing, because nobody wanted it. It was like, oh, why would you want vinyl? Why now everybody wants the vinyl?
Now everybody wants the vinyl.
So you go to the secondhand store, it's hard to find any vinyl because everybody's doing this now.
Right.
And then now vinyl's getting so expensive, they're putting it back out. I mean, now we would have paid back in the day $5-7 for an LP.
But let me ask you this, John, are they redoing the vinyl? Is the vinyl even better sound than it used to be? Like if I let's say for instance I have the AC/DC for those about to rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that, if they came out with that again, would it be better sound quality than what I have?
Could be. If they figured out that the mastering, if they figured out, like in that case of Animals, they figured out that they would tweak the mastering, and that gets a very good example, because for those about the rock, okay, that particular one would have been done on tape. That was the only way they had to record. Okay, so maybe there's a way to remaster that better. I don't know, like a better sound. It's possible that there could be a better sounding version of that, according to how they mastered it. Okay. But we know that was mastered. Analog means tape. That they use tape. In the recording studios.
I got you.
When you hear analog, there's like a real resurgence, especially like in jazz music. This stuff is just gone sky high, like in these 50s and 60s jazz music, which I love that. I love that stuff.
Oh, of course.
And It's astronomical prices. This stuff you could have bought it for next to nothing years ago.
Uh-huh.
But now these things are going, some of them thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, they're smart. The people own the rights to these. They're remastering them. There's a few people that cut them. They cut it to disc, and then they basically, literally, are cutting it so that they can press the record. Okay, so there's people that are very good at doing that. Okay, and they'll cut it through all genres of music if there's demand for it. And what the demand usually means is, hey, if some old record from the 50s or 60s is in demand, meaning, you know, people are willing to pay $500,000 for it, well, they're going to put it out because obviously people want it. They're willing to pay money for it. But, you know, point being, there's been a resurgence. Some of it, to get on record, makes sense. Some of it might not make sense because, in other words, if you look into the recording process, but if you just like vinyl, so what? So you buy it, if that's your way of playing it, you may or may not get something that's going to sound better. But what I did the other day is I was in for another purpose. I was in the local bookstore, and they saw, you know, last clearance or something in a bin, and this was there, $5 a piece. I mean, records are 30, 40 easy right now.
Guys, he's bringing out the LPs.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So this, I haven't listened to any of these yet because I just got them, but this is Eddie Vedder and Cat Power. So Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam and Cat Power. I mean, these were $5.
Wow.
$5 new. I know Cat Power. I like Cat Power, and most people know Eddie Vedder. I mean, Pearl Jam. So it's basically a soundtrack.
Saw him in concert by himself.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
So it's basically a soundtrack. Okay, here's one. Don't care. It was $5. It's a double LP. You know, this is Madonna's new one. I don't care. It was $5. I could trade it in and get something I want. I don't particularly care for Madonna. Or, you know, maybe I'll give it one listen just to see. I mean, things started at $60. So whatever.
Now it's $5.
So, you know, I mean, what do I have to lose for $5?
Pete Townsend Classic Quadrophenia. Yeah, I love it.
So they had 2 copies of Townsend's Quadrophenia. So
for
$5.
$5.
Why not buy it? You know what I'm saying? Why not buy it? So that's what I did. So I guess my point with even saying all that is, if you just keep your eyes open, sometimes things pop up out there. You know, opportunities. And it might not be in this. You might be, so, you know, in the last 4 or 5 years, especially, now there was this thing that, don't get CDs anymore, do it all, you know, digitally. So I was getting a lot of jazz CDs, a lot of these 50s and 60s jazz albums. Instead of buying the albums because they're ridiculously expensive, is I would get them on CD because that was my way to get a hold of the music from my library. You know, buy these things.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing along those lines.
But the digital, and I'm not saying I'm going digital on this, as I told y'all, that I do not, I have a bunch of CDs, so I'm wanting to find a better way to conserve these CDs and be able to listen to them and everything. But with it digital, I can go up into my living room at my house and have a little speaker about this big, you know, like a little kicker speaker or something like that. And then I have a phone and I can play all these songs, different songs and playback and everything. But with the CD, you're down to one CD. You're going to listen. If you have Pink Floyd on and you want to hear, I don't know, Tool or James Taylor or whatever, you know, you cannot do that with a CD.
Right. And I agree with you because I do listen to some, like I'll listen to some YouTube things or this and that. At the end of the day, whatever thing you like, whether you like, because even cassette tapes are coming back, but whether you like
coming back.
So whether you like LP vinyl, whether you like CDs, whether you like digital, at the end of the day, it's about music, exploring music, finding new music, finding new old music. It's about the music. So, you know, for me, like I said, if you like digital, that's great. I listen to some digital. I like vinyl. I mean, that's great. Whatever your format is, I mean, whatever that is, it's about the music. At the end of the day, it's about the music, nothing else.
True.
Of a love of music, and who cares what? Just enjoy what you have, whatever format that is.
Is there any good systems out there, John, that I can get that won't break the budget or anything, because everything's so damn expensive today, man.
You mean to play your CDs
yeah,
on?
play my CDs on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have some good sounding systems that aren't going to break the bank. Even for my vinyl, you can get something decent for $800 to $1,000 on a vinyl system, and you could get just a little standalone CD player, $200 to $300.
Yeah,
that's going to sound really good.
Now,
are these audiophile? No.
Right.
Do I care? No. Okay. I mean,
Do
I want
shit?
it.
No.
I wanted it to be more than adequate. You follow me? But I'm not gonna. I mean, I love vinyl and I love my CDs, but I'm not gonna spend $10,000 for a system, because for me, it's I equate it to like either like cigar smoking or people that are wine connoisseurs. Okay, when you get to that upper like 1% of wines, okay, that upper 2%. Did you notice that difference? Or like somebody said, this is a $100 cigar versus a $20 cigar.
Oh well.
Did you notice?
Let me tell you what happened to me. So my
you
buddy,
know where I'm going with that?
Yeah, my
Okay.
buddy that I work with, right? He freaking has a locker at one of these cigar places, okay? In the locker, he can put any kind of whiskey in there he wants to. And everybody's smoking cigars. We're going to die, y'all.
Okay. Rock on, Garth.
Rock on, Garth. Have you down.
Rick just fell flat.
Rick just fell off.
He's like South Park. He's like Kenny. He's dead again.
Yeah, he's dead. Rick is dead. But you know, the thing is that what was I talking about there, John?
Well, I mean, we were talking about these different formats and things like that.
Yeah, different formats.
In affordability and things like that.
Yeah, affordability and yeah. I mean, when you drink beer, you just lose your damn mind.
Or in his case, you lose your train of thought. But point being is, you're talking about the locker and the cigars and the.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I went into this place, and my buddy, I'm so glad that he, I had some Four Roses, which is great, and I'm not promoting Four Roses. There's a lot of great bourbons out there. But we walked in there and he bought me a cigar. He was like, I'm going to buy you a good cigar. $14 or something like that. We both got a cigar. Everybody was smoking cigars in there. When I left out of there, I smelled so bad. I had to roll down the damn windows, and it was freezing outside. And I was cold all the way home, which was fine. I had the heat going and everything. And then I had to strip naked because I went all the way down to my underwear. And I had to strip naked on my deck.
Hose you off?
Yeah, they had to hose me off. And I mean, I couldn't get rid of that damn cigar smell for a long time. So, it's...
But the point is, did you enjoy the real expensive cigar? Was that a big deal to you?
I did.
Did you notice the difference between that and a cheaper one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Swisher Sweets.
Well, I mean, but what I'm talking about is, though, forget Swisher Sweets. That's one extreme, and then you have what you had. Okay?
Yeah.
Swisher Sweets, whatever. If you had this one that's in the middle or right here versus this one,
yeah,
can you tell that much difference? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not really.
You know what you see where I'm going with that? It's kind of like with me with that stereo system. Okay, do I get a really good stereo system, or I get that upper 1%? Am I going to notice? Maybe I will notice that difference. Does it make that much of a difference? You know what I'm saying? Right. That it's the upper 1%. I mean, maybe it would, but for that kind of money, I don't know. I mean, if I won the lottery, maybe I would buy it. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay. But at this point in time, I'm happy with what I have.
Okay.
And I'm happy with the sound quality I get, and things like that.
Well, that's the thing is I've really got to make a really, really harsh decision, because my wife wanted me to get rid of all of my CDs, and I can't get those back, man.
I would. I mean,
I just can't do it unless I went out and bought a couple of those big binders that I could put all my CDs in and just get rid of the cases.
Now, here's the problem with that theory is if you would ever And now that's starting to have a resurgence as far as people buying the physical CDs again. If I was, somebody, buying CDs from you, I would want the package, the case with the booklet in it, how it was initially intended. So if you would ever try to resell those, if you're just in a booklet, it ain't gonna be worth it.
True.
So that's the other way to look at it.
Damn, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right, John?
So you're better. Can they be stacked in your man cave?
They are stacked in my man cave, but
It's your man cave. Can they just stay in there?
Well, I got to get rid of my drums pretty much.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
I
go on tour pretty soon.
Well, I'll be going on tour with the Rush. Yeah, definitely. The problem is,
He'll be the
the
drum
drums
tech.
are too loud, so
Yeah.
I got to get me an electric
Yeah.
drum system. For right now, which sound good.
Well, you're welcome to use my garden shed down there. You can set your drums up in there.
All right, that sounds
Nobody can
good.
hear
You
it.
heard that, everybody. John just said I could put my drums down in his shed. So he would call it the she shed.
It is the she shed.
It's the she shed
It
for
is
me.
the she shed. But
It's
yeah.
got snakes in there that come down and bite me on the fucking neck.
Yeah, it is all metal. So, but you could do that.
Freaking neck.
So.
Flucking neck.
Yep. So
Freaking
we
neck.
will continue to do these.
Yes.
Maybe come up with some other topics. I think we're going to wind this down for now.
Yeah, please subscribe if you hate us.
And if you don't hate us,
And if you don't hate us,
whatever.
you decide whatever you want to do.
But
we're
we'll try
glad
to
that we
do
can
these-
waste your time today.
as we wasted ours. No, we didn't waste our time.
We didn't waste our time.
We will continue to do this whether anybody watches or not. Probably.
Yeah, we don't really care. It's a good way of us. It's a good way of
Spending a
getting,
Saturday afternoon.
It's a good way of spending Saturday
Saturday
afternoon and
drinking
getting blown away.
And we got to go check on Rick now. So
Exactly.
and make sure. So
Hey.
we will say,
We are the Wise Guys, and we'll be seeing you soon.
pair of teeth and salute.